जरा जोर से गुड मॉर्निंग। थैंक यू। दुनिया का सबसे सुंदर दिन है आज, सबसे सुंदर दिन। I would want all the guru जो यहाँ है, सब gurus, all of you are here. Can you all rise? All the teachers, can you all rise, please? Can all the teachers rise? I on behalf of everybody, take a bow to each one of you here. क्यों? Please. Each one of you is like a street light. आप सब गुरु स्ट्रीट लाइट की तरह होते हैं कि रहते हुए ही हैं, लेकिन हमारे पथ को रोशनीदार करने वाले आप ही हैं। You make the journey very nice. You remain where you are all your life. Each one of you is just standing wherever you are, but you ensure that every child reaches his or her destination. It's not about destination, it's about making sure that every child reaches the right destination. That's what Guru is all about. तो सदगुरु से किसी ने पूछा कि गुरु होने की क्या ज़रूरत है, गुरुओं की होने की क्या ज़रूरत है। So I'll quote सदगुरुओं की। जब हम गाड़ियाँ चलाते हैं, we have this GPS, वो एक छोटी सी बटन दबा देते हैं, वो बोलते लेफ्ट टर्न करो, राइट करो, सीधे जाओ, वो लड़की बोलती रहती। तो why gurus are required? गुरु भी हमारी जिंदगी के GPS है, गुरु positioning system. Because teachers, children are in uncharted territory. It is the guru who molds them, guides them and puts them and takes them to the right position, and that's why आप पूजनीय हो। You are like sculptors. Each guru is like sculptors. हर चीज की अपनी सोच होती है, इमेज होती है, पत्थर की भी एक इमेज होती है, लेकिन पत्थर को तराश करके उसे एक मूर्ति का रूप देने वाले गुरु होते हैं। आप ही इन बच्चों को देते हैं। You are like कुम्हार की तरह होते हैं, जो एक गीली मिट्टी अगर एक कुम्हार को दे दे तो उसे मोल्ड करके एक अच्छा रूप दे देते हैं, और यही गुरु का काम है, और आप हमारे बच्चों को करते हैं। So I always call you that, and RILM calls every guru, every teacher as the nation builder. आप देश के को डेवलप करते हो। So having said that, गुरु का महत्व, I think all spoke about it. गुरु का महत्व is absolutely outstanding in this world. एक छोटी सी कहानी से शुरू करूँगा कि अलेक्जेंडर, सिकंदर जी अपने गुरु के साथ, अरस्तु उसके गुरु थे। सिकंदर, the world's greatest conqueror, rated the world's greatest conqueror. He and Arastu were traveling. They came to a near river. रिवर में छोटी सी भूचाल आ गई और एक नाव था। नाविक ने कहा कि एक ही जन को ले जा सकता हूँ, और जाना जरूरी था। तो अलेक्जेंडर, तो नेचुरली अरस्तु जो उनके गुरु थे, उन्होंने कहा सिकंदर आप बादशाह हो, आप पहले चले जाइए क्योंकि देश को आपकी जरूरत है। सिकंदर ने कहा कि नहीं, मैं पहले नहीं जाऊंगा, आप पहले जाओगे, आप देश के गुरु हैं। सिकंदर तो आते जाते रहेंगे, लेकिन इस देश में बदलाव लाना एक सिर्फ टीचर ही ला सकता है। तो बदलाव के जो सूत्रधार हैं, they are all the teachers. So again, just to start with, thank you very much for all that you do, all you teachers and all you kids out there. Do you agree to what I say or not? This is very mild. That means you don't agree, right? Do you agree or not? Yes. Thank you. Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Now coming to teaching and literacy. Why literacy? क्यों? हम एक चीज, हम लिटरेसी के लिए जुड़े हैं। Each one of you is here. I know you're all passionate about creating literacy and eradicating illiteracy across the world, and especially our country, especially your streets and your city and your villages. Why? The answer is very simple. Literacy is the only ladder out of poverty. Literacy is the only solution in the world. अब कितना भी कुछ कर लें, अगर लोग आपके लिटरेट नहीं होंगे तो सब चीज शून्य पे फिर वापस चली जाएगी। It is important that every person, and literacy no more is लोग कहते थे ना, it's probably the luxury of the rich. No. Literacy is no more a luxury. ये literacy is the need of the hour. ये हर बच्चे का हक है पूरे देश में, पूरे विश्व में, कि every child has to have the birthright to become literate. And who is going to do that and why? Because when you make everybody literate in the community gets equity. अगर देश को आगे बढ़ाना है, विश्व को आगे बढ़ाना है और शांति अगर आपको लानी है, it is important that you bring equity in the world. Equity can only be created अगर आप हर इंसान को शिक्षित कर दो, तभी जाके इक्विटी होगी, वरना हमेशा there will be disbalance in the community and the community at large can never develop. आप अपने घरों में जाके देखें, go back into your own house. जब भी कोई एक बच्चा शिक्षित हो जाता है, when one of your son or your daughter or your brother or your sister graduates from IIT or probably becomes a doctor, doesn't that every child in your family become educated? Suddenly you see everyone wanting to become literate. Is that correct or not? Yes. Everyone wants to become literate. The whole community, the whole house, the whole area becomes absolutely vibrant. पड़ोसी वाले भी आपके घर में आते हैं कि आपका बच्चा IIT ग्रेजुएट हो गया, हमारे बच्चे को भी करना है. This is exactly what happens in the villages. When one child or one person gets शिक्षित, पूरी दुनिया शिक्षित हो जाती है. It is the absolutely catalyst for making the world more and more educated. Now coming to education, I always believe, क्यों, कैसे करेंगे? How are we going to do this? So गांधी जी ने एक बात कही थी, युद्ध कर. Can you imagine? गांधी जी ने कहा था युद्ध कर. अहिंसा के सबसे बड़े प्रोपोनेंट said युद्ध कर. अगर युद्ध करना है तो इलिटरेसी से युद्ध कर. अगर आप शिक्षित नहीं करोगे लोगों को, and that is what even Nelson Mandela said. Education is the greatest gift which you can receive, and education is the greatest gift you can give to somebody else. It is the biggest gift. And I want each one of you now. जो मैंने उस बच्चे ने पूछा था इंटरैक्ट वाले ने कि what will or what we can do, so I'll come back to that. Now having these two methodology, education, युद्ध कर, what Gandhi ji said and Nelson Mandela said, that education is the biggest gift you can give to any other person or get it yourself. These are the two ethos of Rotary India Literacy Mission. How we did it? Of course, Shekhar being the both Shekhar and me co-founded Rotary India Literacy Mission, but he is the patron, he is the absolute brain behind it. He has conceptualized it. I act as his hand and work on it, right? But why? Why did Rotary India listen? Ramesh did speak about the Teach program. Let me quickly go. Madam is here who is heading the teachers training program. That starts with T. Why we need to train the teachers? Why? Answer is very simple. हर लकड़हारा जब जाता है अपनी लकड़ी काटने के लिए जंगल में जाता है, वापस आता है, हर 2 दिन के बाद लकड़हारा क्या करता है? Anybody? Any of you kids out there? What does he do? He sharpens his axe. If you want to cut the trees, the axe is the tool. If you want the teachers to train and make our children more productive, they are the tool. You need to constantly sharpen the axe. And this is where teachers training comes in. It is extremely important that you invest in your teachers. It is important that each one of us, and who else can do it better than us? कोई अगर कहे कि और कौन कर सकते, तो मैं पूछता हूँ, अगर हम रोटेरियन नहीं करेंगे तो और कौन करेगा? क्योंकि शिक्षा के बारे में आपसे ज्यादा कोई नहीं जानता. I was surprised when I asked that how many teachers here, and only the teachers of the school got up. I was very surprised that all the women here didn't get up. All you women are teachers on a daily basis. आप घर में अपने बच्चों को शिक्षा देते हैं, बच्चों को आगे ले जाते हैं. So I was a bit surprised when none of you stand up. So I want first all the women to stand up in this community. All of you. Because या बहन हो, या माँ हो, या wife हो. Yes, let's give them a big warm because they fight it on a daily basis. So thank you very much for being the teachers for all. Leave it to them to do the detailing. But ये teachers training में invest on your teachers. हम teachers training program करते हैं on a different platform because digitalization has become the new norm. COVID has changed everything. COVID ने हमारी सोच बदल दी, हमारी जीने की प्रणाली बदल दी, हमारी रहने की प्रणाली बदल दी, हमारे खाने की प्रणाली बदल दी. Can you imagine? Everything has changed, and teaching has also changed. E-learning now. Distant education has become the toast of the season. Uniformity in education has become the toast of the season. अब upholding or probably increasing the methodology of teaching and digitalization. Everything has become fantastic because of COVID. COVID has taught us that you can teach a person even 2000 miles away. पहले हम सोचते थे कि गुरु और शिष्य को आमने सामने रहना चाहिए. Today probably that's not true. You can teach anybody anywhere in the world, and that is why digitalization, and this is extremely important. And I know for sure, ma'am, I know you are heading the Department of Teachers Training, but you know, I know for sure on the ground level, 80% of the government teachers are still not digitally savvy. It is not true. It is absolutely true that they are not digitally savvy, and it is our job now. Government has done their job. हर जगह में स्कूल बना दिए, हर शहर में स्कूल है, हर गलियों में स्कूल है, हर विलेज में स्कूल है. अब it is our time. Everything can't be left to the government. कम्युनिटी हमसे बनती है. अगर आप उसका दायित्व नहीं उठाएंगे तो गवर्नमेंट उठा ही नहीं सकता इसका दायित्व. So I want each and every one of you, every club here in Delhi, must run a teachers training program. It does not cost too much. Through Mahindra Tech or some other organizations which Ramesh and probably both the Rameshes here will talk about it. You can do this and make sure that our teachers are technologically savvy and are absolutely upgraded and their acts are sharpened. So having come to teachers, now coming to e-learning. Absolutely toast to the season. कुछ समय पहले मैं सोचता था e-learning क्या होता है. But today, let me tell you, it is absolutely outstanding. What Rotary India Literacy Mission has done is absolutely phenomenal with the help of each one of you. We are just an ecosystem. Rotary India Literacy Mission is an ecosystem which has created platforms where people with different abilities, different technologies, different thought process, different speciality are joining together. Like we went to NCRT, NCRT came to us, similarly Mahindra Tech, similarly Step, which is Nandan Nilekani's company. We bring all of them together on one platform. Rotarians alone cannot change the world. We need everybody in. And e-learning is another platform where we created this software. Ramesh Chandra spoke about it. Yes, we created the software when NCRT approached us. दुनिया में बहुत जन थे. COVID के टाइम में NCRT said that only Rotary can do this, and they gave us 6 months to create the software. 6 महीने में हमने software बना दिया, loaded onto the Diksha platform, loaded onto the e-Vidya platform, which the Prime Minister asked us to do. It was beamed through 12 channels per दिन, प्रतिदिन Rotary के software से 3 करोड़ बच्चे पढ़ते थे. Rotary के software. And it is still going on today. Now 20 channels are coming up, which is being expanded now from 12 channels. They are now going up to 200 channels, as I understand, because every state is now given the channel. And the preferred software is already been mandated by NCRT. Madam would approve it, that mandated by NCRT, the Rotary ka e-learning software will be the principal software. And what we are doing now, हर स्टेट की हर स्कूल में जो e-learning equipment पड़ा है, उसमें रोटरी का सॉफ्टवेयर रन करेगा, which is based on the curriculum of NCRT on a daily page to page basis of the curriculum. तो आप सोच सकते हैं पूरे सिक्किम गवर्नमेंट called us up 6 months back कि हमारी स्कूल में NCRT बोला आपका सॉफ्टवेयर लगेगा. I said okay, हार्डवेयर आप दो, सॉफ्टवेयर हम देंगे. 1000 स्कूल की सॉफ्टवेयर we have. सिक्किम is totally computerized, totally software रोटरी का लगा है. पंजाब में totally software रोटरी का लगा है. Now we are working on different states. And let me tell you, you Rotarians should be extremely proud क्योंकि आपकी वजह से probably in the next 2 years, every state, every government school will have the Rotary software running for e-learning. Now you can imagine how much of work. Having for adult education, I'll not get into it, but I want to talk to the people about it. All your children out there, can you all stand please? Adhe jan so gaye. Please get up, all the Rotractors and Interactors, just stand up. There was a question कि हम adult literacy से क्या कर सकते हैं? You can teach one adult. Even each one of you teaches one adult to become literate. You create a revolution. एक adult को literate करना मतलब आप 6 लोग को literate करते हैं. कैसे? Because एक परिवार में 6 लोग होते हैं. और एक भी अगर adult को उस परिवार के adult को literate करते हैं, you create a base of 6 people becoming adult literate. And how do you do it? Someone asked a question, how do you do it? It's all in your hands. You are the future of the nation. The nation's policies, the nation's methodology, nation's track is what you are going to do tomorrow is going to lead the nation away. We are gone by. We are finished. It's you people who lead the nation. And how do you do it? Take charge of your destinies. Your destinies is based on the people here. If you don't educate the people here, your destiny is in the dark. So learn to take your own destiny in your own hand. And I want each one of you to educate one person. And how are you going to do it? We had those primers. You know what? It's just 2 primers costing 100 rupees. How much? 100 rupees में 2 किताबें हैं. प्रतिदिन अगर आप देश के लिए 1 घंटा invest करें for 35 days or 40 days. I know others would take long, but you children are smarter. 35 days means 35 घंटा 100 रुपया. अगर आप 35 दिनों में मतलब 1 घंटा प्रतिदिन 100 रुपया totally you can make an adult literate. क्या आप ये अपने देश के लिए करना चाहेंगे? All you people here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I want to hear a louder one.
Yes, sir.
I want a raise of hand. Are you going to do one or are you going to do 2 of them? 2? अगर बगल वाला नहीं है तो उसका भी हाथ उठा लो. Yes, if you do invest 35 hours, 100 rupees in 35 days, I will guarantee you your future is in your own hand. Otherwise, someone else will dictate your future. So will you be doing it? I want to hear it again.
Yes, sir.
Yes? So good. So get in contact with Ramesh and he's going to tell you what these books are, and your school principal, tell them, eat their head up. And this is like a summer or winter program, you need to do it, and this is how you will eradicate adult literacy. Literacy rate है इंडिया में 23% illiterate. उस 23 में 70% adult illiterate. बच्चों की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है हमारे. और अगर आप अपने So now he is saying that DMC has given permission to do it in schools, nearby schools. You can do that. Anganwadi, yes ma'am.
We are taking classes with them in school.
Fantastic.
Motivated the parents also, children in that school, the teachers. We motivated them, we have formed a batch, into 20 ladies they are coming. We are taking the class in the MCD school only. And one of our club members, she has volunteered. She is here.
And please rise ma'am. Let's give her a big hand. So now I want you to do this. Are you all presidents willing to take up one adult literacy center in your year during this year? Yes or no? Yes. You're going to do that? Yes. So please do that and thank you very much. So let's do this adult literacy. We will do it here. Now coming to C, child development. दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा सबसे खूबसूरत इनायत होती है ईश्वर की है वो बच्चा होता है जो हमारे देश को हमारे जिंदगियों को बदल देता है. How many of you have children or grandchildren at home? How many of you have that? Who are more than less than 10 years old? How many of you have? चलिए हाथ उठाइए. अगर आपके घर के भाई बहन के किसी के भी बच्चे होंगे, probably every one of you has child at home. Can you assure that your child will be a good citizen of the country? Sir, can you assure कि आपका पोता एक अच्छा नागरिक बनेगा इस देश का? Can you assure that? How do you assure that? कैसे? Give them? मैंने नहीं कहा, आपने कहा. अगर एक बच्चे को संवारना है तो उसे शिक्षा देनी बहुत जरूरी है. अगर देश को संवारना है तो हर एक बच्चे को शिक्षा देनी बहुत जरूरी है. Then only the world will become a better place to live. There are hundreds of children who are out on the streets. They don't have the luxury of getting educated. They don't have parents to look after them. They don't have brother and sister like you to look after them. It is important that we look after these children, and that is why RLM has this fantastic small program called Asha Kiran. हम उस किरणों को आशा देते हैं जिसके भविष्य में आज के दिन में अंधकार है. हम उन किरणों को राह दिखाते हैं जिसके आज के दिन में उनके भविष्य में अंधकार है. And that is where the Asha Kiran program comes. Asha Kiran program is one of the biggest, for me it's one of the most wonderful program in the country today. We have already done nearly about 50,000 children have been sent back to school. How do we do that? At the cost of one bread, at the cost of one cigarette, at the cost of one पान पराग का पुड़िया, आप किसी और बच्चे को शिक्षित कर सकते हैं. सिर्फ I don't say stop eating the bread, I don't say stop smoking the cigarette, I don't say stop eating the pan bahar. बट अपने ज़िंदगी में एक इजाफा और कर दीजिए कि एक सिगरेट कम पीऊँगा, या प्रॉबली उसके लिए और पैसे इकट्ठा करूँगा। सिर्फ 3,000 रुपया में आप एक जो बच्चा स्ट्रीट पे है, जिसे उसका भविष्य अंधकार में है, so the Pran says that he has tied up with 5 NGOs and 5,000 children are under this program at the moment. आशा किरण में हम उन बच्चों को उठाते हैं जिन्हें पास वो है ही नहीं, शिक्षा की प्रणाली नहीं है, और हम उन्हें एक मेकशिफ्ट स्कूल में ले जाते हैं। उस मेकशिफ्ट स्कूल में उसके 6 महीना या साल भर उसकी, because you need to educate them, they are not gone to the school, you need to make them sure that they go to the school, make them ready for the school, and then we get them admitted into the government school, and then their life becomes good. What is the cost of it? 3,000 rupees. At 3,000 rupees, you are changing the life of a child for the entire life. And that is as simple as that. Who are people now? Rotarians don't do this. Who are the ones who do this? We have people, NGOs tied up, because हम streets में जाके नहीं सिखा सकते हैं, हम गलियों में जाके नहीं सिखा सकते हैं, हम गांव में जाके नहीं सिखाते, तो हम किनसे? We also say, like I said, we have an ecosystem जहाँ हर लोग, you know who is teaching our children in Kashmir? कश्मीर में आशा किरण प्रोग्राम चल रहा है आज के दिन में. CRY is looking after that. CRY is looking after, CRY partners us. We identify the children and CRY identifies it, and then we fund them and we monitor them. It's a fantastic program where every NGO is monitored by Rotary. Every child is monitored by Rotary. Every child का हम आपको 6 monthly report दिखा सकते हैं. Probably आपने अपने बच्चों का 6 monthly report नहीं देखा होगा, लेकिन Rotary India Literacy Mission हर child जिसको हम पढ़ाते हैं उसका 6 monthly report रखते हैं, and we keep track of that child for 2 years. एक साल जब पूरी देखते हैं, when they are admitted, we still monitor them for 1 year that they have not backed out of the school. 95% of the children who go to the school don't back out again. And this is the small program of Asha Kiran. क्या आप अपने बच्चों के सिवाय किसी एक और बच्चे को शिक्षित करेंगे? Can I ask each one of you again to raise your hand? क्या आप अपने बच्चों के सिवाय सिर्फ एक बच्चे और पूरी जिंदगी में एक और बच्चे के लिए 3,000 रुपया इन्वेस्ट करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? Can I raise ask your hand? And I want the photographer to take the photograph. Photograph लोग इन सब से पैसे लेने लगे. Alright, सोच समझ के हाथ करो. और जिन्होंने एक ही हाथ करा सोच रहे कि मैं 2 करूंगा तो दोनों हाथ करो, फोटो लिया जा रहा है. This is the only chance. Yes, that ma'am says that मेरे 4 होते तो मैं 4 कर देती. लेकिन आप सब दुर्गा हो, और आपके लिए तो बहुत आसान है. All you women just commit, हम पैसे आपके हस्बैंड से ले लेंगे. ठीक है? So it's very easy. I am sure you are, ma'am, but this is just on the lighter note. I am sure you give the pocket money to the husband. It's the other way around. Thank you. Asha Kiran. So I want each and every one of you to do this. It's extremely important that you take charge of this. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है हम Rotarians को take charge of this, creating literacy and making sure that every child gets equity in this community. It is important. Having said that, see, H is for happy school. Let me come back to the last one, that is adult education. They have spoken, so I don't want to. H is the happy school. माँ सरस्वती वहीं वास करती है जहाँ उसकी इज्जत होती है. जब दिवाली आती है तो हम क्यों घर को साफ करते हैं? Why do we clean our houses? क्यों हम साफ सुथरी करते हैं, 3 दिन लगाते हैं, झाड़ू पोता करते हैं? Why do we do that? क्योंकि लक्ष्मी आने वाली होती है, हम साफ सुथ करते हैं. वैसे ही अगर सरस्वती का भी वास करना, आह्वान करना है, to make sure सरस्वती वहीं आती है जहाँ उसकी इज्जत होती है. गवर्नमेंट ने स्कूल बना दिए, गवर्नमेंट ने जितना करना था कर दिया. अब उस स्कूल को सरस्वती का वास बनाना हमारा काम. It is our job. It is our job to make that मंदिर, एक स्कूल मंदिर होता है. अगर एक बच्चे, अगर suppose this meeting, the governor Jitendra had, or probably Pran had called this meeting in a ground where there was no fan, there was no bathroom, there was no boundaries, there was no lights, would any one of you come or not? Yes or no? Suppose this meeting was called on a ground, चारपाई पे आपको बिठाते और वहाँ पे ना बाथरूम होता, ना लाइट होते, ना पंखे होते, ना बाथरूम, कुछ नहीं होता, बाउंड्री नहीं होती, कितने जन आते वहाँ पे? How many of you would have come? Just 2, 3. 500 लोगों में से 3 जन ने हाथ उठाया, क्योंकि वो लिटरेसी की वॉरियर है उसलिए। बट नेक्स्ट वोंट कम। हाउ डू यू एक्सपेक्ट आवर चिल्ड्रन टू गो टू अ स्कूल एंड स्टडी जहाँ पे बाथरूम ही नहीं? कैसे हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि हमारी बच्चियां वैसी स्कूलों में जाए जहाँ बाथरूम नहीं है, और बाथरूम जाने के लिए शी डज नॉट नो वेयर टू गो। When she is in menstrual cycle, she does not have a bathroom to go. How do you go to a school where there is no water? How do you go to a school where there is no boundary, there is no sense of security for a child? How do you go to school where there are no benches? How do you go to school जहाँ पे e-learning भी नहीं है? How do you do that? The only methodology is that we convert them into a happy school. I want each one of you. Happy school is something where we make the school happy and make it livable and make it as good as our बच्चे पढ़ सके वैसे। एक नॉर्मल छोटी सी गवर्नमेंट स्कूल को हैप्पी स्कूल बनाने में सिर्फ 3 से 4 लाख रुपए का खर्चा है, सिर्फ 3 से 4 लाख रुपए का। Now I just want to ask अशोक कंतुल जी यहाँ पे। अशोक, how many members in your club? 32 members. हर मेंबर की वर्थ मिनिमम 5 करोड़ तो होगी तुम्हारे क्लब में। 150 करोड़ की कंपनी है, 150 करोड़ की कंपनी, 32 चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट या CEOs हैं यहाँ पे। अशोक, which is the last happy school you created? एक भी नहीं, जवाब नहीं है। बट ऑफ कोर्स अशोक का क्लब और कुछ करता है। आप सबके क्लब हो corporate entities. Each one of your club is worth more than 100 crores. Each one of your club has 20 CEOs or 30 CEOs sitting there. Ask yourself when you brush your teeth in the morning. Ask yourself when you brush your teeth in the morning, is this what I am in Rotary for? Is this what I am living my life as a citizen of India? अक्सर भूल करता रहा, आईना साफ करता रहा। भूल कहाँ पे थी? गालिब ने क्या कहा? अक्सर जिंदगी भर भूल करता रहा, आईना साफ करता रहा, लेकिन चेहर धूल चेहरे को थी। दोस्तों, आज ना आईना साफ करने की जरूरत है, ना चेहरा साफ करने की जरूरत है। अगर साफ करना है तो उस बच्चे की आंसुओं को साफ करो जो शिक्षित है। World has to change, and this is the only way you can change the world is to, and मैं हमेशा मानता हूँ कि प्यार में ही है ताकत। And last to end it, and I want each one of you, how many presidents here? I want each one of you, create one happy school, 3 lakh rupees. I'm sure you can fund it yourself, or you can get other funding. अगर 10 बच्चे रोटेरियन अगर निकल पड़े 3 लाख रुपया रेस करना, it's a question of 3 minutes. Let me tell you that. So ask yourself कि एक corporate entity with worth more than 30 crores, 40 crores, 50 crores, क्या हम एक स्कूल को equip नहीं कर सकते? Cumulatively, you can't even convert one school into a happy school. Ask yourself. And to end with, let me tell you friends, अक्सर लोग ये भी कहते हैं कि हम इतना काम करते हैं, लेकिन लोग अभी भी हमें टिका करते हैं। कितना करें? हर साल कमल आप आके बोलते हो, हर साल बच्चे को बोलते हो, हर साल बोलते हो 2 स्कूल करो, हर साल बोलते हो 2 आशा किरण करो, हर साल बोलते हो 2 ई-लर्निंग करो, और आज रमेश ने मेरे कान में किया कि बायजूस करना ज़रूरी है। लेट मी ऐड टू व्हाट रमेश सेड, जो ये 80,000 का सॉफ्टवेयर है ना, ये हमारे बच्चे सब्सक्राइब करते हैं by going on to the TV. शाहरुख खान फैंसली बोलता है buy the Byju's. How many of you have heard that advertisement where Shahrukh Khan is talking about Byju's? How many of you have done that? Okay, now you know what Shahrukh Khan is doing? He's selling for Byju's. He's selling for Byju's so that you get excited and buy that software for your child. You know what Rotary India Literacy Mission said? No, we are not going to do this. We are going to make sure Byju's lives up to his pledge to the country, and we convince Byju's to give that software free of cost to us. And this is what we are giving to the child at 1,000 rupees, because it has administrative costs. It has you would appreciate everything has administrative costs. और वो 1,000 रुपया का सॉफ्टवेयर आपको हमने फ्री में दिलवाया. Of course, Ramesh or Shekhar, of course, one who negotiated this, but this is the software. Imagine अगर 25,000 रुपया एक क्लब इन्वेस्ट करता है, अगेन क्लब की बात आती है, अशोक सिर्फ 25,000। यू विल चेंज 25 लाइफ। वो सॉफ्टवेयर जो मेरा बच्चा पढ़ता है और देश पे राज करने की कोशिश करता है, इक्विटी लानी है ना, उस गांव के बच्चे को भी वही सॉफ्टवेयर दो, तब देखोगे कि दुनिया कितनी प्रगति करती है। तब देखोगे कि कितने बार हम चांद पे चले जाते हैं। Every child will become a scientist in this nation if you give this opportunity to a child and the equity. So please, I would want again every club try to do this. It's extremely important to give equity to a child. So Byju's software is for that. Having said that, कि भाई बार-बार कमल तुम पूछते हो, तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये बार-बार पूछने की बात आती है तो नदी की याद आती है मुझे। नदी की नियति है कि वो सागर में विलीन हो जाती है। हर नदी सागर में विलीन है, उसकी नियति है। गंगा मैया निकलती है, सबको सींचती हुई जाती है। She keeps on it constantly gives and gives and gives. Everywhere she gives. But अंत में क्या होता है? सागर में जाके अपना अस्तित्व भी खो देती है। गंगा मैया ceases to end moment she enters the ocean. और उसकी वो नियति थी। तो सागर ने नदी से पूछा, कब तक यूं ही मिलती रहोगी? सागर ने नदी से पूछा, कब तक यूं ही मिलती रहोगी? तो नदी ने बड़े प्रणाम करके बड़ी सभ्यता से कहा, तब तक यूं ही मिलती रहूंगी जब तक तुम में मिठास पैदा न हो जाए। Each of you Rotarian has to continuously work till the world becomes educated and becomes one. Till every child has the equity in this community. Till every adult becomes there. And जब ये लास्ट में ये भी बात आती है कि रोटेरियंस अक्सर पूछते हैं मुझे कि हमने ये किया, हमें क्या मिला। तुम लोग पूछते हैं, लोग कहते हैं कि सर हमें क्या मिलेगा? हम रोटेरियंस अगर ये कहेंगे तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? What is the point? Why should we Rotarians be doing it? The answer is very simple. किसी ने गुलाब से पूछा कि तुमने खुशबू दी, तुम्हें क्या मिला? किसी ने गुलाब से पूछा, तुमने खुशबू दी, तुम्हें क्या मिला? गुलाब ने बड़ी सरलता से आंसर दिया, लेना देना तो व्यापार होता है, जो दे के कुछ न मांगे वही प्यार होता है। If you love your nation, if you love your nation, if you love ईश्वर की हर रचना से अगर आप प्यार करते हो और सही में अगर आप पूजा करना चाहते हो, तो मंदिरों को छोड़ो, गाँव में जाओ और हर बच्चे और हर adult को शिक्षित करो। दुनिया में पूजा इसी को कहते हैं, यही तुम्हारा प्यार होगा। God bless each one of you. Carry on doing this literacy, and I want one more. Each one will educate one. Can you raise your hand and tell me that? Yes.